Hi everybody, welcome to my February 2021 ranking of true wireless earbuds ambient mode. These earbuds range in price from about $50 to $200, and with these more expensive options, you're going to get a lot more features than just plain old ambient mode. Now, I personally find ambient mode to be a really useful feature, particularly when I'm out running and I want to just get a little bit of awareness of what's going on around me. I turn on that ambient mode and I can use it selectively while I'm out on my runs, and I feel a little bit more safe. I think that this is a pretty subjective category. You know, ambient mode, what do I hear? What do you hear? How useful is it? But I'll do my best to just let you know, like, what are the key things that I'm looking for. Hopefully that's, similar to what you're looking for to choose the correct earbud for your circumstances. All of the earbuds in this review sound great. If you want to get more information about any particular earbud that I cover, check out the links in the video description and you can go watch my full review on any one of these products. And with that, let's get started. All right, strap in. This review is going to come at you really fast. All I'm talking about here is strictly ambient mode on these earbuds. Coming in at number 13th place is the Phil T1 XS. I mean, this ambient mode is pretty subtle. It's useful because it does give you that sound of what's going on around you, but without a hybrid ANC mode, the Phil T1 XS just give you a little bit of that echoey sensation in your head that the other earbuds on this list just don't have at all. And I find that to be a much better experience on the other earbuds with the hybrid ANC than on the Phil T1 XS, which are only offering that ambient mode. And when I mean the next level up, let's talk about it right away. The triplets. And by the triplets, I mean the Tautronic Sound Liberty 94, the Tozo NC9, and the MPOW X5. Now, these also have a subtle, non-adjustable ambient mode on each of them. There is a slight difference in that the MPOW X5 have a little bit more white noise than the other two, but I think that if you were using any of these, you get a decent experience with non-adjustable ambient mode. They all have hybrid ANC as well. Now, one of the things I will say is that without that adjustability, no matter what you do, and I guess even if you had adjustability, no matter what you do, if you start cranking up your music with the ambient mode, you're gonna blow away the purpose of ambient mode. So just don't bother to use ambient mode if you are gonna crank up your music. It just doesn't make sense, right? I actually don't know what I would expect if I was cranking up my music and I expected to have like ambient mode get louder and louder and louder. It just doesn't work that way. Now, similarly, on the next bud up is the Earphone Free Pros. They also have a subtle ambient mode. They have very little white noise in the background, and you could use these for a long period of time in ambient mode without question and enjoy it. Up next is the One More Dual ANC earbuds. Now, this is a bud that sounds great. It has a ton of other features as well, but it costs a lot more. Now, the ambient mode, the pass-through is really effective. It's loud. It lets you hear things like refrigerator noises and even distant cars really audibly. But it's amped up so much that you actually get to hear a lot of white noise or static as well. And I find that just a slightly better implementation than the One Mores are the Apollo Bolds. Now, the Apollo Bolds are very similarly spec'd from an ANC and ambient perspective to the One Mores. Both in my recent ANC rankings, which you can find here or in the video description, the Bolds are just a slightly better implementation of ambient mode than the One Mores. They're loud, but again, they do give you just a little bit of white noise in the background. And I do think that it is actually noticeable. I rank the Bolds higher because at least they are a little bit less expensive than the One Mores. Now, stepping up to number 6 on my list are the pretty impressive Soundpeats T2. These are also a fixed ambient mode earbud with fixed mode amplification, but it's not quite as loud as the One More or the Bolds, but there's also considerably less white noise, and I think that that's a really reasonable trade-off. Plus the fact that these cost a lot less money than either of those two aforementioned buds. At number 5 are the best ambient mode earbuds on my list that don't have an app to allow you to adjust the ambient mode volume. And they are the JLab JBuds Air ANC. Now, JLab did a great job with the ambient mode here. It's louder than on the One Mores, but there's somehow like little static or white noise, like almost none. I think they really did an excellent job with these, really. Now, the rest of the buds on this list all have some kind of a adjustable ambient mode level, via their companion app. So if you're not into the companion apps, just keep that in mind. Starting with the Phil T1 Pros, whose app happens to be in Chinese, but nonetheless, these are an excellent sounding earbud with a really solid ambient mode, including that adjustability. Now with the Phil T1 Pros, I'm just going to point out again, you have to order these from AliExpress. It might take like a month for them to show up. The app is in Chinese, all the prompts are in Chinese. It's just something that you either are into or you're not into. Number 3 are the Jabra 75T Elites. These are an excellent earbud for ambient mode at any level of adjustability via the app. They sound great, and they're actually on sale on Amazon right now for about 129 bucks. At number 2 are the Galaxy Buds Pro. Now these are a great ambient mode. It just goes from really soft to way too loud, and there's very little white noise on the lower end, and on the top end it's like super duper loud. And on top of that, they have an automatic ambient mode, which automatically triggers, obviously, when you start talking. I just used this at my car dealership recently while I was sitting there waiting, socially distanced and everything. And the guy comes over to me to start telling me that my car's ready or whatever, and as soon as I start talking, my buds go into ambient mode and I have a full-fledged conversation with that guy with these buds in my ears. Now the whole time he was kind of looking at me funny, like, can you hear me or not with your earbuds in? You're kind of rude, mister, or whatever. But if you could get over that stigma with your friends or whatever, at least you can actually hear what's going on without having to remove those buds. And that automatic ambient mode will stay engaged until you stop talking, and for 5 to 15 seconds, however much time you select in the app. That feature works, and I think it's worth considering if you're really into ambient mode. Now at the top of my ambient mode list, mostly because they're cheaper than the number 2 and 3 option, and I think that means a lot. And in fact, they're so cheap sometimes when they go on sale that they would be the cheapest bud on this list when they go on sale for like 49 bucks. And if they do go on sale for 49 bucks, you should pick them up. And they are the JLab Epic Air ANC. I mean, this is just a great earbud overall. I've said it many times on my different videos. The ambient mode here works well. It's adjustable via the app, and it doesn't have a lot of white noise at all in the background while it's in ambient mode. And they're a really comfortable earbud. Definitely worthy, in my opinion, of the top spot here on the list. All right, everybody, that's my ranking of ambient mode earbuds up and through February 2021. Let me know in the comments which earbuds you think are the best for ambient mode and why. I hope this video was helpful for you and lets you make a great decision on an ambient mode earbud. Thanks for watching, and stay safe out there.